Okay, for question 11, although they tell you that the frequency of the sound wave has changed to a higher frequency, you need to understand that the sound wave is not, the speed of the sound wave is not affected by the frequency. Okay, in sound, the frequency is related to pitch. And in your everyday experience, I'm sure when you hear a high-pitched sound, and a low-pitched sound, okay, you hear them at the same time, right? Meaning that they have traveled to you at the same speed. Okay, if high-pitch and low-pitch has different speed, you would have hear lags, okay, between the high-pitched sound and low-pitched sound. So you didn't hear that right. So therefore, high-pitched and low-pitched sound, they are traveling at the same speed. So you may ask me, hey, then sound, the speed of sound is affected by what? The speed of sound is only affected by the density of the medium. Why? Because sound is being transmitted through vibration. So if I have a medium that has particles that are very close apart, are closely packed, so my fingers are the particles in the medium. So when the medium's particles are being vibrated, if they are close together, the vibration can be transmitted quickly. But if my medium has particles that is not so closely packed, the vibration will take some time to pass to the next particle inside the medium. So therefore, the speed of sound is only affected by the density of the medium. The higher the density, the faster the speed of sound. So therefore, your velocity will remain the same and you will get B. Okay, then for question 12, you have a musical instrument and they are actually asking you on what happened to the frequency and velocity. So if you have a sound wave that is louder, basically they are asking you about the amplitude of the sound wave, and the pitch is related to the frequency. So if the sound is louder, it will have a higher amplitude. The pitch is higher, you will have a higher frequency. So let's look at each option. So the frequency increase is correct, but the velocity does not increase. Like I said in the earlier question, the speed of sound is only affected by the density of the medium. So as long as the medium is the same, your velocity will be the same. And if you want to know the reason why, refer to the question 11. Okay, let's look at option B. Option B, when the pitch increases, the frequency will not decrease. So B is out. Okay, when you have a higher pitch, the frequency will increase and the wavelength will decrease. Okay, why am I saying that? Because your V is equals to F lambda. So if my velocity is constant and if I have a high pitch, that means my frequency is something high, then therefore my wavelength must be low. So therefore my wavelength must decrease. Okay, so if you look at D, the wavelength decrease, amplitude increase, this is because of the loudness. So therefore your option D is correct. Okay, question 13, right? It took me some time to come up with the answer. So how it works is that you have to work reverse from here, because the repel will give you the most meaningful deduction. So if O and P are repelling and P is positively charged, you can immediately conclude that O must be positive. So P and Q, they repel, so P and O repel, so P and O must have the same charge and therefore O must be positive. Okay, then if you look at the second information, M actually attracts O. Okay, now the thing is that we do not know whether M is even charged or not. Because if you have O as charged, you remember the experiment whereby I bring a charged sphere near to your hair and the hair actually get attracted to the charged object, right? And your hair is neutral. So please remember that for attract, for anything, for objects when you have an attraction going on, it could be neutral to either a positive, neutral to a negative, or just unlike charges. Okay, so in this case, it means that we know that O is positive, right? So M must be either negative or not charged, right? If not, it won't attract. Correct? So in this case, M cannot be positive, because if M is positive and O is positive, then you repel. So if O cannot be positive, it means that M must be either negative or neutral. Okay, but now M actually attracts N. But does it mean that M must be charged? No, right? Because N can be charged. It will still attract a neutral here. So if M is a negative thing, then N can be either a positive thing or a neutral. Correct? Because positive and neutral will be attracted to negative. But if M is a neutral, then N must be charged. Okay, and N can be either positively charged or negatively charged. So what you can say about N is that you can't really say about anything. It could be positive, negative, or neutral. So therefore, you get D. Okay? Okay, for your 14, basically if you look at this, work done, driving a unit charged. So unit charge is Q, the work done is W. So if you remember your formula correctly, it is actually the definition of voltage. Either voltage, but in this case, because we are talking about driving a unit, it must be your EMF. Okay, it cannot be your potential difference, because potential difference you are using the work done, you're not driving it. Okay, so therefore, I just answered my question to you. So therefore, your option is B. Okay, because of the word drive. Okay, for your question 15, you can use the full formula, and then by substitution you can actually work out B. Okay, but if you use the full formula, you realize that you have a lot of parameters that you need to play with. So you just need to actually use the resistance of the wire is inversely proportional to the area. So inversely proportional, basically you can write it as this. And if you change this into a mathematical algebra expression, is R equals to K bracket 1 over A. So what I did here is that I took the information from my first case, 1 mm square and 16 ohm, and I put it in so that I know my K is 16. Okay, so now that I know my K is 16, okay, I will take the area that is 2. So after that, I put here the area changed to 2. K I know from here is 16. So I work it out, I would know that my R is 8. Therefore, option B.